Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to the Craft/Dining Room. Today we are jumping right into my card project because I have designed a Christmas set of stamps that I think is really all-purpose, and I wanted to start out sharing this set with you with this simple card that features a little watercoloring, a little stamping, all the good stuff. Let's take a look at the products I'll be using today. This stamp set is called Good Cheer, and my goal here was to create a set of sentiments featuring different type styles for all-purpose Christmas cards. This set is 6x8. It's packed with the bigger sentiments and the sub-sentiments. There are also coordinating dies you can purchase for this set, so you can cut out most of the greetings. I've also got a little embossing ink and some gold powder from Simon Says Stamp, and I'll be using a few watercolors today, as well as a few brushes for painting. I wasn't sure what I was going to use or how it was going to go, so there you go. I'm also going to be using this cling stamp that I designed last Christmas, but I really love it. These little reindeer I thought would make a cute background for my card project. And I'll be using a few other things as we go, so let's get to stamping. I've got some Fabriano Artistico watercolor paper, and I'm going to really quickly just run my fingers over the stamp to remove some of the coating from the manufacturing. And then I'll run my embossing magic all over the watercolor paper just to remove any static oil, and we're going to stamp this jingle down. And I am going to hit this twice just to get a really nice coating of ink, and then I'm going to flip my paper around and repeat that stamp off camera because I want to have two, mostly in case I screw up, but if I don't screw up, then I have another one to make another card. So see, my brain's always working. Yeah. Thank you. All right, sprinkling on the powder here, and this is the antique gold from Simon Says Stamp. I love this powder. It's such a warm gold. I really love it, and that looks great. Now I'm going to heat set the powder till it's smooth and melted, and there I have two stamped and embossed jingles ready for painting. All right, we're keeping this very simple. Now my watercolors today are from my Gansai Tambi. I'm not sure how to, oh, the light just, stay with me. It's all gonna work out. My light disappeared for a few minutes, but I didn't want to not show you the first letter because then it would be, well, sort of, defeating the purpose of the video. That said, I'm just painting very simply, taking some of the darker paint and then watering my brush down a little to pull it up. Very, very simple. The thing that I like about using watercolor this way is when you emboss, it gives you almost a little ledge so that your paint will stay in place and not run. Do you know what I mean? Because when it's free-form painting of just stamped images, I don't always stay inside the lines. So embossing, especially an image like this with a thick line, it's really nice for containing the paint. Next, I'm coming in with the green. And I just figured I'd do my two colors at a time. There's only going to be 3 colors on this project. I love this green. I really don't use these paints that often. It's funny because I actually bought this paint set when I very first started card making, and it's a really wonderful set with a lot of color choices. Now this is one of the golds that come in the set, and so it's reading a little bit brown, but when you see it in the light after it dries, it definitely has a shimmer to it. And that's it. Just going to smooth that out a little bit. Very simple, easy painting. Next, I cut a template using the coordinating die so that I could frame out what I've painted, get it perfectly lined up, tape everything into place, and then I can just pop the die in. I do this a lot when I'm die cutting, especially if I've spent any time, because you can pop the die in, it kind of feels like it locks into place, and then you can tape the die into place. I'm going to run that through my Gemini Junior off camera and pop it out, and it gives me a nice cut. I think it was a little off there, but you know what? It's all good. Also off camera, I stamped this background cling onto some craft cardstock using my embossing ink. And once that dries completely, it's going to have a really nice tone-on-tone effect. And once it's completely dry, I'm going to take one of my A2 layers dies to cut out a panel for the card. I thought that size looked good with the jingle, so I'll go ahead and cut that as well. And now I've got some ivory cardstock here, and I chose ivory because the watercolor paper isn't super white, and I thought that would look nice. For my sub-sentiment, I have this set of pre-printed sentiment strips on colored cardstock. And I thought I would take the jingle all the way, cut out the jingle, trim this down, and I'm going to do that using one of my sentiment label dies. Just cut that out real quickly. And then the fun thing is, you can foil these. They are printed with toner. And so I thought I would grab a little piece of gold foil, pop it into my little parchment carrier that I created, and I'm going to run that through my Mink mini machine off camera. And when I peel back the foil after running it through the machine, you will see that the foil has transferred to the sentiment. So these sentiment strips can be foiled, and that's kind of a fun thing to do with them. Now here's where I got sidetracked. I thought, well, that green cardstock I also have from Simon Says Stamp, and I couldn't decide which one I liked better. Maybe you can tell me in the comments below. I ended up going with the ivory because I just thought it provided a little more contrast. So I'll score my card base. This will be a USA 2 top folding, 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. I'm going to tape it closed just to keep that nice and flat while I am adhering my panel. Then I'm going to pop up the reindeer panel right onto the card base with that nice framing margin space. Oh, love it. And next I'll add some thin foam squares to the back of the jingle, pop that down right in the center, get that straight, and then I will also pop up the little sub-sentiment all the way. Right there. Oh, yeah, making it straight. And just to be sure, I feel like when there's so few things going on a card, I always like to bring in that ruler at the end to keep it straight. And there you go. To finish the card, I thought some gold confetti would be nice, 5 of them sprinkled across the card. And in fact, I have a video on sequin placement and some design theory behind it that I'll pop a card up in the corner. And that is the finished card. I like how this turned out. It's simple. It allowed me to practice a little bit of painting. And again, those thick embossed lines really do help if you are, looking to build your confidence with watercolor. And if you're looking for a fun holiday stamp set, be sure to check out Good Cheer. All links are below the video. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.